This is Brews with the Homies. Welcome. We got a special episode for you guys today. We got a beer that Heron picked up on his Pure Project trip, and I'm excited because it's a bourbon?
Yeah, Brandy barrel-aged stout.
Ooh, that's just...
Peach.
Ooh,
No.
Brandy.
Peach Brandy.
peach.
Yeah.
So, Heron, what is the name of this one? And let's jump into that, and then we'll go over the next two real quick.
Oh man, this is French. I didn't even look at the name before this. It's like Avoir la Peche or something like. Is it French? I don't know. It sounds. Man, why'd you gotta do that to me?
Yeah,
But
I didn't do it,
whatever.
Tom. Hey, now I don't feel bad when I mispronounce
That's
everything.
hilarious.
But yeah, this one 13.3%. It's from the Cellar Cyndicate. It's their first one, their first exclusive of the year for 2023. To go into it real quick, first exclusive Cellar Syndicate, we proudly present this one's been aged for 13 months in peach brandy barrels.
Peach brandy.
Yep.
Ooh.
And then the other two we'll do on this episode, we're going to go into a one I got off Avoir. It's going to be a burial beer from North Carolina, Immortal Chalice. This one's going to be a 5% stout, so I'm expecting just light body, a little bit of coffee probably in that realm.
So,
And then,
so we're going from West Coast, North Carolina. Would you consider that East Coast, or would you consider that?
That's
the South?
completely on the coast.
Yeah.
North Carolina touches the Atlantic Ocean, dude.
Hey.
East Coast, and
East
then
Coast,
our
hey.
third one will be going mid coast with V.S.O. Gravedigger. This one's from Revolution Brewing Company out of Chicago. So that
Oh,
one
man. So
is
we're like covering.
boom west, middle,
Boom,
east
boom,
coast.
boom.
Yeah, Midwest. Literal
Yeah.
Midwest. I don't know
So-
why they call it the Midwest. I don't know what the hell they mean by that, but cool.
Yep. So we'll be having some great
Yeah,
ones on this
Midwest?
episode.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
It's a little strange. They have the best doctors over there, though, so.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Good job, Midwest.
Goodbye, you.
So, barrel aged stout, regular stout, low ABV, and then we're going all the way up to a Scotch ale, barrel aged, boom, heavy. So let's get into it, guys. Let's start with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
I think Heron pulled a Dustin.
No, I didn't drink it yet. I'm admiring that big ass glass. Like that thing's got a lot of juice in it. I'm jealous.
The little Mandalorian right there, and then Boba Fett on the back. We always got the cool glassware.
Whew.
Wow. This one, I fuck with it. Fuck with it hard. Cause the only other time I've had a peach barrel aged or peach brandy barrel aged stout is the Anaheim release for Anaheim Monkish. Really enjoyed that one when it first came out. Didn't age so well in the second bottle we had, but this one right here, I'm getting way more peach on this than I ever did on the Anaheim one from Monkish. The barrel, definitely there. You get huge amounts of barrel, but it's in that like kind of sweet peachy area. It's not like a heavy, like some barrel age you could get more woody characteristics, smoky, oaky, kind of all those flavors. This one, a little bit more on the sweet side. I'm really digging that. What do you guys feel?
I mean, when you look at the bottle and the bottle tells you what's in it, and then you drink it, and then you can easily identify what's in the bottle, it's always a big victory. I think that, to me personally, this is like, I think the first bourbon stout with peach that I've, like, the first bourbon stout I've had where I can, like, get the bourbon burn, but it's not overbearing, right? I think this is, like, well balanced of everything. The peach just, like,
It's like the cherry on top,
Yeah.
right? Like it just like combines it all
and it
together.
like it works really well. Like when you first read it, I was like, oh, peach, like that's gonna be really interesting because like most of the time with peach, you kind of get that in like the lighter color alcohol, like you know your Smirnoff peach, your, like
peach vodka.
You know, you get a lot of that stuff. I mean, like every so often you'll see a peach whiskey. I think Crown does it.
Okay.
And
Peach
but
Crown,
yeah, but to me, I just think this works really well. Like you said, I fucks with it.
Alright, Heron.
Yeah, so Pure Project is known for their sweeter stouts. And this one, it's got some sweetness to it, right? I've never had peach brandy, but I imagine whatever peach brandy barrel they put this in, like the peach brandy was like sweet. It's got like kind of a candy sweetness on it, but it's not overbearing. So it's not like obnoxious. You're not going to be like, oh wow, this is like some bottle logic that is just overbearing and too sweet or something. Like, no, this is very inviting. It captures you with a little bit of bitterness at the end. And it's a textbook like peach brandy stout. This is exactly what you'd want when you hear those things in the same sentence. Is peach brandy stout. This is it.
Yeah, it goes in with kind of the whole marketing thing, right? Market it, name it, boom. Get it all together. Make sure it hits all those notes. And they even describe this in Untapped as mesmerize your taste buds with the delectable flavors of peach rings, brandy, double chocolate cake, fudge with a touch of charred cinnamon stick.
So that's the little cinnamon taste I'm getting.
Kind of at the back end that Aaron was talking about, a little like that bitterness that kind of kicks up back there.
Yeah,
but
a little bit of spice.
Yeah,
spice, this is why every brewery should have excellent Cicerone certified folks, because when you have that description, that just like I haven't heard of that description until after I've tasted it, and now it creates like a whole image, a whole picture, which you can read that description before you have a beer, or you could make it up and read that description after you have the beer, and I love this descriptions.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think?
I think when breweries take the time to put that description into it, and then they can deliver a product with it, I always feel like that always elevates it, right? I feel like that's what separates a lot of breweries from each other, you know? And for Pure to have that description and then put out a beer that tastes just like that description, it mind blows me, because there's a lot of times where you read the can and then you're like, dude, that's not like that's not what I'm getting. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. And sometimes that does happen, but this one, like, it really hits the nail on the head. Yeah. It's just perfect. And I really enjoyed it.
And if you kind of miss out, sometimes you have the flavors there in your head, right? You're tasting these things. You just need to be guided into the right direction. You need someone that has that knowledge, or someone that just could take the whole experience that you're tasting and kind of like paint that picture, so you make that, like, when you work out in the gym, muscle-mind connection, right? We're getting our taste buds connected to our mind here and being able to piece everything together. And yeah, that description just, come on, Cicerone's at Pure Project, and they focus heavy on that. That's something that they really market, they really take a lot of pride in, and they've done classes on off flavors, stuff like that. And this beer, just to remind everyone, is a Cellar Cyndicate exclusive. So if you ever wanted to try some of these exclusive beers that they have, this is one of the ones where I'd be like, absolutely is worth every penny, right?
When this comes at the end, when they're like, hey, we got extra bottles, this is like one that you have at the top of your list.
Yes, exactly. So Dustin makes a good point there. And when they do their cellar sales, if they have extras, this is one where we would remember or have in our list and be like, we got to get another one of these, because it was absolutely incredible. And ratings, guys, we got to go through it.
So, after we give our ratings, I want you to tell us what the Untapped check-in and their ratings is, because I'm curious to see. Gotcha. I think with this one right here, like I said at the first, this is like well balanced of what everything was on the bottle, what was on tap, and I really enjoy this. Like, I kind of just want to wait and let this warm up a little bit to see what it tastes like warm.
Yeah.
And like, man, I kind of want to give this a 5. It's just everything checks the boxes, you know, and I'm gonna give it a 5.
So yeah, I think we're already drinking this at like optimal temperature. I think it's like anywhere from like 55 to like 60 degrees in my glass right now, and it's just,
we had it sitting out a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So definitely 10 out of 10 for everything that it is. The most beautiful peach brandy barrel aged stout I've had. There's not a lot out there. So, but I mean, it's still incredible. Even if there wasn't a lot out there and like all of them tasted like bad or whatever, like this, I don't know. It's awesome.
I'm just going to jump on the train, guys. 5 out of 5.
Can I say, I think in the last 2 weeks, we've had more 5s than we had in an entire month of doing podcasts.
Yeah, I think we've been picking good ones, because, man, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, right across the board. It's rare that we get that. There's
Yeah.
always someone that has that opinion or decisiveness that keeps them from a 5, but absolutely incredible. Across the board, just hits everything that I would want, and that sweetness, there's something about almost tasting like that peach ring candiness to it, allows me to just enjoy it so much more. This is a bottle that I would drink by myself. And I would...
Tornado chug?
No, I have to enjoy it. It's too good to tornado chug. But to go into what D-Bro was asking, the overall ranking on it is 4.19 out of 79 ratings. But a key thing that I noticed on the ratings is the draft pours were rated higher than the bottle ratings.
Really?
So, interesting to see. I think it's incredible out of the bottle. I wonder, Heron, if you did try it there, if it was any better, but still, doesn't change my mind. 5 out of 5. I think since we've had one in the past, me and Heron have had that one from Monkish, I thought that one was good at the time. This is just another level for me, and it tastes so incredible. That's why the 5 is there.
Hey, Peer Project. Hats off go to you.
Boom.
That was delicious.
So I think I did have this one over in Vista. They definitely had it on tap.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So I think when you called me, I was like,
9.9 out of 10% sure. I don't know why I said percent. That makes no sense. I'm 99% sure that they had it on tap.
I was gonna say something, but you caught yourself.
No,
wait a
I
minute,
mean
what's going on
technically, if he was doing percentages and you said 9.9 out of like 10, that is.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there.
It's
we
weird.
understood you. But
It was a dumb way to say it. But no, I mean, if
He's
I
cut
had
off.
it would have been fluffier on tap. Like, it would have had like a
little
fluffier kind of
creaminess, yeah.
mouth feel to it. But I think this one would have been better in bottle than on tap. Just because I don't really care for that like fluffy mouthfeel.
and it kind
in
of
this
mutes
kind of
some of the
beer.
flavor sometimes.
I
like
think
on the
so.
stout,
I think you know, like it just, yeah. No, this is, and then also when you're coming out of a tap, unless you have like different zones for different types of beer, so like a Kolsch is going to be colder than say the stout, right? So unless you have different fridges for different types of beer you have on tap, you're not going to have the optimal temperature when it comes out of the tap. So you're going to have to wait for a stout if it's all in the same fridge, and the fridge is, I don't know, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, for example. Like, you're gonna have to wait for that stout to reach 55 or 60 or whatever your
optimal
preference
temperature,
is. So
yeah.
like,
And then you forget about it, and then you're like, "Fuck, man, it's a little too high."
yeah, I know
Or-
you can't put it back in the fridge.
Yeah, you just can't go. Hey, bartender, can you throw this in the fridge real quick?
Give me an ice cube. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, hey.
Eh,
Ooh, wait.
no, we can't do that.
Can't
But
do that.
all right, so
Go to the fridge, ice cubes.
hey, some people do that, man. But on to the next one. We're gonna go to Immortal Chalice. This one, excited to have because the last couple bottles I've ordered off of Avoir have been canceled that I've wanted to get. So I finally got a bottled beer from Burial that I wanted to try.
Wait. You got canceled like they sold out?
Well, it's sometimes they just run out of stock or things happen with their inventory, so they'll just refund you back your money. So no harm, no foul. But I've been wanting to get some stuff from them, so this one came through. So let's
All right.
get it.
Burial.
Pouring this one, I noticed it was a lot lighter in
Woo!
consistency.
Whew.
Body.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't like coffee, you're not gonna like the smell of that.
Yeah, they do have some coffee in here. I'm sure it's a coffee local, not the beans local to North Carolina, but I'm sure they're roasted in North Carolina.
Yeah, because the on-tap description on this one, Camp Stout with Cloud Cover Coffee.
So wherever Cloud Cover,
Yep.
Cover?
Yep. Or Cloud, Jesus.
Cloud Cover?
My bad. Cloud
Cover?
Cover Coffee.
This is awesome. 9.9 out of 10%. Well, so
Boom.
yeah, I think you pulled a D-bro there, buddy.
Yeah,
I mean, we did cheer, so
You
Oh, did
did
we?
cheers.
so he was
Yeah.
able to.
There's an extra. Yeah, so Burial. I've actually visited Burial. They have a location now, I think, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Their original is out in Asheville,
Asheville, yeah.
which I need to go back. I think I'm going to visit North Carolina in the coming months. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring beer back because it is so far, and I definitely won't be taking a car. But yeah,
It says in the Untapped description they asked their friends at Other Half to help with this one. So that's kind of cool. You get a kind of mix of everything that's going on.
So are they a ghostwriter? Like, is other half like ghostwriting this beer or something?
Probably just helping with maybe like a recipe or something to help maybe with the light body, just kind of offering some advice. But that's kind of cool that they added that in there so you know.
I will say, this is very, very light. I feel like it's a lot lighter than it would be for like a coffee style. Because, like coffee style, it's a little bit thicker,
Yeah, usually you associate like some of the big barrel-aged stouts with coffee because a lot of companies do that.
I'll tell you what, this is very like light. It kind of reminds me like of really like, the lightness is like a soda almost in a way.
Yeah, it's coming across as like a light roasted coffee, kind of aromatic, and at 5%, this is a banger for me.
Yeah.
Last time I've had some really light stout, it's very watery. I'm not getting a lot of watery texture from this. It is light in the body for sure, won't argue that, but the flavor is there, the roastiness is there, and almost kind of reminds me of having like a nitro coffee, like a lot of flavor, so light, and everything's coming across. The nose is great.
Yeah, so I feel like it's got a lighter body than even like a nitro coffee or what is it? A cold brew, right?
Cold brew,
nitro
that's
cold
what
brew.
Nitro cold brew.
So what this reminds me of is probably my first like favorite beer, just craft beer, is that Black House from Modern Times.
Yeah.
It's just that like stout, but it's just like a light in body stout, low ABV. I think it's like what 5.5%. It's somewhere around there. Like it's a lower stout. And when I think back to when I think currently to my current favorites of like dark milds and dark lagers and stuff like that have a lot of flavor and low ABV and really low, I guess, viscosity and light body. I guess maybe I've been consistent this entire time. I just like roastiness and low ABV beers.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I'm going to put a disclaimer. Someone who doesn't like coffee, this stout isn't for me. So I'm just not going to rate it because I feel like it's just going to do it a disservice. But I will say I do like the fact of how light tasting this is. And I definitely do get the flavors that you guys are like discussing. But I'm just not going to rate it because I just feel like I would be doing a disservice because I just don't like coffee like that. Because it's really heavy on the coffee.
It is, yeah. And that's kind of with something like this, it kind of reminds me of just a dark lager or something that has a dark lager flavor that adds a little bit of coffee. So it's in that realm. I think it hits everything that I'm looking for in that percentage. If you give this to someone blindly and say it's a stout, they're going to be like, whoa, like, it's not what I was expecting. But people... I guess, let me rephrase that. If people like Guinness, light stouts, or something that they're not used to a big, heavy craft beer stout, then I think this is a perfect introduction to them. But for the most part, now I think people are accustomed to big body stouts, used to that 12 to 15% ABV. You need to preface that with, hey, this is a light stout. This is something that's easy drinking, cool.
A proper stout. Yeah. Like, don't, just because the craft beer industry is making these heavy stouts doesn't mean that that's what a stout is. Like, those are just like, what do they call them? They're like the candy stouts or the
pastry stouts.
Pastry stouts. I was looking for the word like probably since that first year, but
it's what we would call the trendy style, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like what we recognize as the stout now. Yeah. But I mean, this and Guinness is a proper stout. Like I love Guinness. Yeah. I run down to the Silver Stamp.
I still have never had a Guinness.
Well, you're gonna need to
we're going to the Silver
Stamp and have a Guinness because that's the best place probably in town that you can have a Guinness at.
Like, even better than the Guinness bar at Mandalay Bay.
I actually have never been there, but maybe I need to go there
and try it.
So when you go to the Mandalay Bay, you know how they have that shopping center that like walks over to the Luxor. They have a Guinness bar that's there that serves all the Guinness and in their own little restaurant.
Nice.
You know what? I will say that I think the Silver Stamp will be better than that. Ooh. Just because I don't know, it's on the Strip. That doesn't mean like, quality's down or whatever, but I think a local family-owned kind of establishment will do better than any like
I see. I
Guinness
need to
or
go out
something like
to
that.
Silver Stamp on one of these nights where it's popping, because the
Yeah.
last time I was there, I think we went in the middle of the day. And it was
Yeah,
kinda
we just had some stuff going on, and we were trying to do the podcast, so you didn't get to enjoy the full experience.
Yeah,
But
I think I just need to go there when everybody's there and have a good old time.
yeah, and just drink a bunch because
Yeah.
they're so
Drink a
knowledgeable.
bunch.
Yeah, they're so knowledgeable.
I gotta get home. I gotta drink responsibly.
Yeah, no, we'll just give you a ride. But hey, at Silver Stamp, always have different styles, always rotating stuff. They're super knowledgeable. They're always doing trainings.
Yeah,
You see their
training at
employees-
least once a week. I see on Instagram.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
these
always
guys
posting about it. The
they're
staff,
about it.
Yeah, they're all about it. Super friendly. So it's one of those spots where I always talk on the podcast. I love multiple styles at a time, trying different things. They're so welcoming to that because I always get my pickle Kolsch. I have to do it. That's my favorite. And then I have my other beer with it. So that's just my little comfort beer. Just keeps me company as I drink my other stuff.
So my question is, what is your guys' rating on this beer? Because
He's getting us back on track.
yeah,
I
because
would say-
we took a little side tangent here. I gotta
Yeah,
wheel us
really.
back here.
Get the
The beauty of podcasts.
Yeah. I'll go with this one right here. I'm going to rate it a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, for me, I usually don't rate stouts at this ABV and how light they're that high because I've been disappointed by so many. But, man, I probably should rate it higher. I don't know. I'm on that fence of
Well, let's
I keep having that cognition or that just mental block of I know my big bodied stouts behind me, all the stuff that I really like with barrel age.
But this is a
different
different style. It's a lesser percentage than these big bodies here. So let's do this.
All right,
We'll let Heron
Heron
rate, and then we'll see
we'll
how
go
you
back.
feel after that.
all right, Heron, take the floor.
So I don't know what the hell they mean by camp stout.
I feel like you can have this by a campfire.
I think
maybe.
that's kind of the point. The coffee taste is giving a little roastiness characteristic on the kind of middle to end. So I think that's maybe what they're saying about that.
I guess maybe, but I think here, if it was called campfire stout, I would want more smokiness to it. I would almost want this to be like a smoked beer and
Yeah.
a stout together with coffee in it. I don't know if there's a beer out there like that, but maybe there is, and I think that would be beautiful. A low ABV stout with a little bit of smokiness and some coffee for the roastiness and the bitterness. I think that would be an excellent beer.
We're big fans of smoky beer, so I think that's where that wishful thinking.
Should we just go get one of the whiskey smokers and just put some wood chips in there and just smoke it out real quick?
Yeah, smoke our own beer.
Yeah, smoke it. Smoke it out real quick and then just see how it goes from there. Because I think that
Pull a
would be
Vinny
cool.
and just put on.
That would actually, I think that would actually help introduce some cool things. But I mean, so kind of on that line, Silver Stamp, which we love, is having a smoke beer preservation day this Sunday, which is what? This is Thursday, the 20th.
So we'll try to post this
Tomorrow's the
beforehand.
21st, 22nd, so the 23rd
Yes.
of July?
Yes.
We're in July.
Yeah.
Very good. 23rd of July.
9.910.
Yeah.
But getting back on track, this is, I think if it was smoked, that it would be awesome, but it doesn't advertise that it'd be smoked. It just says camp stout, whatever that may mean.
Yeah. I just think it's the roastiness part
Good.
at the end. Yeah, the coffee.
I think the roasty is what they're really going for. So, I don't know, 4.3 to 4.5, somewhere in that realm.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's a good beer. I'd have it again if somebody had it. I'd be like, wait, hold on, can I have a little bit of that?
The untapped rating out of 558 ratings is 3.99. So
You guys have it a lot higher than that, which is not
it's
wrong.
our
It's your
style.
guys' style, yeah. And
And
like
we
I said,
like
I'm not rating this because I just feel like I would be doing this beer a disservice by rating it.
Hey, that's fair. We don't like people, we see it with some people that if they don't like that style, they just rate it so bad. And it's like, come on, just check in the beer and move on,
Yeah.
Because, Untapped influences people. That's the thing. It happens. So we want to, if we're checking in beers, there's been times where I just don't do that. And we don't want to hurt breweries because of something like that. So we'll move on to the next one. V.S.O. Gravedigger from Revolution Brewing Company out of Chicago, Illinois. 14.9% ABV. This one was aged 2 winters. Our beloved Imperial Scotch Ale ascends from Eagle Rare, Elijah Craig, and Whistle Pig rye barrels.
Can I tell you, when I hear Gravedigger, this thing either better taste like dirt or death.
Alright, let's do it.
That's pretty cool.
I'll tell you the notes afterwards, so that way we can taste and see what's going on.
For you guys that like Monster Jam out there, Gravedigger was my favorite monster truck.
Yep.
So like, I got high expectations for this.
It was just so sick. It was the only like SUV one, right?
Well,
Like,
no, it was the only old school one that was based off an old school car, and then it had like all the tombstones of all of his competitors. Had the big ass ghost. It was black and green with a little bit of purple. Like that color
It's just
scheme,
iconic,
it's just
yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
That's like walking into a shoe store and you see the Nike check mark. Like that's what Gravedigger is.
Yeah. So it had like green. What? It had purple in there too.
Yeah, black,
green, purple.
gold,
It was like
and then
it's like
and then
Monster
the
Energy drink.
Yeah,
Like
silver. Well, that they were a thing before Monster Energy.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
gotta throw that
No,
out
that's
there.
just excellent colorway.
Yeah.
And it's like a hearse, but like an SUV.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yep, exactly.
See?
So sick.
Perfect. Let's see. I'm glad you pulled that out of my head.
I want your thoughts on this because I've had this before. Had a couple beers from Revolution Brewing. I really like their stuff. I like what they do. This is going to be different from the bourbon barrel age. Like when you get into like a Scotch ale, it's a little bit different taste. If you could see, it's going to be hard to see like right now when I'm lifting it up, but it is more of a like ambery kind of light brown color compared to a dark stout.
I got you from here. First of all, the color of this looks like maple syrup. That's
There you
the
go.
first thing.
Caramel.
Second thing
Caramely,
is
yep.
that tastes freaking amazing. I really enjoy this one. It really does kind of taste like maple syrup.
Yeah.
Like a Scotch maple syrup. And I am enjoying this. Like, I'm going to shut up and let you guys take over
Yeah.
because I'm probably going to end up finishing this one.
Yeah.
So this is the sweetest beer out of the three.
Yes.
It
Which is
is.
surprising because when you look at it at face value, you wouldn't think that when you're reading the names, talking about them,
Yeah.
because you would think that Peach Brandy is from Pure Project. But this one, when Scotch ales, from my past experience, a little bit on the sweeter side, and there's characteristics like caramely, toffee, because toffee's a big one. Toffee and caramely kind of mix together to make like a nice, sweet, almost like caramelized, like honey taste to it. So, Aaron, I'll let you continue because I kind of whoop on that side.
Yeah,
I
so-
wanted to say my part.
So in my head, I'm not too, I guess, knowledgeable on the differences of these three, but I think Scotch ale, I think barley wine, I think strong ale, like all those things are kind of like in a group for me. They're all kind of similar. Now this one, a little sweeter than I think an ordinary like barley wine, depending on the barley wine, of course. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it just, yeah, definitely like toffee, just like kind of like a very deep caramel. Like you think like more refined, kind of like I don't know, a reduced caramel. Like you throw it on the fire at home and just like it's just like this very viscous kind of caramel that you're left with. You let all of the what is it?
Sugar like kind of burn off.
All the
like
water just like
evaporate.
Yeah.
To cut you off, I'm sorry. This kind of reminds me of a mead almost in a way. Like a stout mead.
Or
almost
like a
in way.
barrel-aged meat.
Yeah, like a barrel-aged mead. But then also, you pulled a memory like out of my head when you mentioned the taffy. There's a place in Colorado in Estes Park. It's on their little main street where they've made taffy there since like 1920 or 1912, and they still use the original hook and the same stretcher out for this taffy.
Like
And-
butterscotch,
Yeah,
like taffy.
yeah, and-
because like it gives you that kind of toffee.
Yeah, and I'm so
caramel
mad when
flavor.
I was out there in Colorado, I couldn't take Gabby to there. But I like you just pulled that out of my head, and it's just
And
like
that-
one of the
It
this
kind of
makes
fits because of the
Yeah.
sweetness. Like when you like, I know when you bring up that taffy, I've had like that caramely taffy taste, like almost like a butterscotch, and that kind of comes through. On the Untapped description, notes of toffee, maple, you hit, and dried fruit, accentuated with subtle beechwood smokiness, smolder, with an oak structure, sturdy as a stone hearth. So you're getting that roasty, a little bit of smoky that gives it that deep characteristic that you're talking about, that like caramelized, reduced caramel texture flavor. You got the maple going on that you were talking about. and like the sweetness being there. So hits everything on the head. 14.9% ABV.
Yeah, the body is like medium-ish. I would say
Yeah, it's a
probably
medium. It's not super light. It's not super thick. It's kind of right in the middle.
I have to ask you guys. So from the last one that we just had, this one's a little bit more bodied than the last one, right?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And a little less than the first one.
Okay.
I think that's where we're at.
So that's like the happy like middle of between the two, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so when they say like dried fruit, they say
Yeah.
dried fruit. It's like dried cranberry. Like it has some acidity to it. It's like a dried, darker fruit. Like
Yeah, darker fruit for sure.
yeah, and no like leatheriness to the thing. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just it's sweet. It's like a pastry ale, I guess, which is
It's a good way to describe it. I like
stout.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
like a stout is an ale.
I like that.
I think every beer we've had on here has been an ale. No lagers, so
Yeah.
you know,
Kind of
here
switch
we
it
are.
up. So
I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna jump in front of you on this one. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give this I really want to say a 5 because I just really enjoyed this and like you guys pulled out a lot of like memories out of my
Yeah.
head on this. Like so sentimental, it's a 5.
And
Taste,
Gravedigger,
yeah. So like sentimental, it's a 5, right?
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's a 4.8. I
Yeah.
just wish it was just a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
Because if it was a little bit thicker, I think I would just I would shotgun this to be
Yeah.
quite honest with you.
it would be that one. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of in the same boat. At 14.9% ABV, everything that's going on, the triple barrel, kind of everything, how sweet it is. Still get a little bit of that like smoky, kind of barrel-y taste. Everything just works out for it. So I'm going to go with right in between the 4.8, 4.9. I think I'm going to go with the 4.9. I agree with Dustin. A little bit thicker, some kind of more body texture. And this is being super picky. I mean,
Yeah,
it can
no.
easily be a 5.
Like
but
I don't want
4.9.
to. I don't want to go back to back episodes having 2
Yeah,
beers
yeah.
that are a 5. You
So
know?
I agree with you. Yeah. So I
Like-
would rate it 4.9.
Like I said at the beginning, sentimental value, memories, the drinking of it is a 5, right? But the overall, like you said, a 4.9, 4.8.
Yeah, that works. Heron?
Yeah, I'd say a 4.8. I mean, body. I mean, but if it was a little more, if there was some more body there, then it would just feel like a little heavier and just like not as drinkable. So it's like it's got this medium drinkability. Like you can't drink this fast, but you don't want to drink it extremely slow. Like it doesn't force you to drink it slow, even though it's like
kind
high
of want to
ABV.
drink it. Yeah, it's a good balance.
So it's kind of confusing in that sense. It's just a style that I don't think we're used to.
yeah.
Like
having a
for
lot
this
of-
style, I think it might actually be a close to a 5.
Yeah.
Which clearly we're kind of sensing, but
Yeah.
like we're not used to this style.
Yeah, and that's like kind of the basis. It's like when we did the calendar review with
Yeah.
Blues Clues, where we had a lot of new style of beer. Where we're like, hey, I don't have something to like kind of base this off of. I don't want to rate it too high. I don't want to rate it too low.
Exactly.
Because like this is your first time having it. So like I said, sentimental value is a 5, but then like this, it's close to a 5.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's close to a 5. A lot of people might not think so, but to me,
Yeah.
it's there.
So yeah, I think this is something that people that want to access some of this beer, you have the ability to on Avoir. Check out the app. You know, we should get a referral code because they do that. So maybe we'll set that up so we can send it out to you guys.
Sounds like we need to send an email.
Yeah, or some kind of code for it, because definitely go on there, grab some of this stuff, look out for these breweries that we tell you that's on there, because they do post some really cool stuff, but it sells out pretty fast. So have the notifications on, follow them on there, and
you see it, grab it.
Yeah,
Don't second guess yourself.
yeah,
Just do
you
it.
just gotta do it, because stuff like this is incredible. We enjoy the experience of this, and we've been picking really good beers to have back to back, where we're hovering
Yeah.
around that like 4.5 and above really easily. We almost had back-to-back episodes with 5 out of 5 on 2 different beers. So we're on a roll right now.
It's crazy. If we had like if we were doing like stock market shit, it's like, dude, you guys gotta follow us, because whatever beers we're picking,
They're
like
banger,
these are
banger,
the picks.
banger.
What do they say? We're going to the moon.
We're going to the moon with these beers. Like,
But
they're
I
incredible.
will say though, it is 111 outside, and we just drank 3 stouts. Who said stouts are only for
winter time.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's still stout.
If we
season.
could drink it's 3 stouts at 111 degree weather, you can do it.
Yeah.
In your 80 degrees or 90 degree weather.
Yeah.
Stouts
So
are just for winter.
so wait, you picked that up on Tavor.
Yeah, so 2 of the 3, obviously, we picked up from Tavor, and the other one was from Pure Project directly.
So you know what I like to do? Before I really got into craft beer, I was watching this guy from New York. He's also an attorney, and he's like doing his Cicerone thing, whatever. I would like to just watch his videos and then just maybe if I could ever pick up that beer, maybe try it so I could try to learn,
Yeah.
you know, what he was perceiving and how he communicated that. So I think if, I mean, clearly we're not like describing it as a Cicerone would, because none of us are Cicerone. We're not even
But we
beer
try,
server.
yeah.
We should. I think
should,
that's
yeah.
something we should go down because then, you know, we go down this whole rabbit hole and stuff. But
And then when we go down the rabbit hole, you guys are coming with us. So.
Yeah.
yeah, no, they're along for the ride. Whoever's still out there.
Yeah.
Along
Hey,
for the
we
ride.
got a good amount of people still out there.
We're
so
here.
We appreciate you guys.
Yes,
and as we
we do.
wrap up this episode, stay tuned to the Instagram, YouTube, the website. So Brews with the Home or brewswth.com. We got YouTube, Brews with the Homies, Instagram, all the good stuff. Make sure to check us out on there. We'll keep posting. Got some other cool stuff coming up. And hey, recommend beers for us. Different states you want to try, all the good stuff. Keep
Before
us
we
up
wrap this up, I have a question for the both of y'all.
Yeah.
Are we going to the Craft House Beer Festival
When is that?
in September? You guys didn't see the post?
Oh yeah, there's a couple different things going on. I know
Wait,
that.
what day in September though?
I think
Yeah,
it's the 16th or the 19th.
Yeah, there's a
That might
couple
be
different
possible.
ones.
So is that something we're doing? Because they said they have an arcade set up. Like there's 30 different beers.
So is it gonna be in Henderson or?
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
be. I think so. That's what I think the post said.
Yeah, because they're at Craft House, the 9th anniversary beer fest. Let's see if it loads for me.
We haven't had a lot of Craft House on the podcast. Maybe
We
we'll do a
haven't.
Craft House day. I think we really need to get maybe like certain breweries from around this town.
Yeah, we need to go back to just doing an episode, maybe like the Henderson stuff, Henderson District, because
Yeah.
we got Deadwood out there too. We haven't had them on the podcast lately, so we
So-
can maybe do like a little,
Little update.
a little update on their stuff because
So
we've had Deadwood on.
I got the date. It's September 16th. The tickets are now live on Craft House's website.
Okay.
If you go to their Instagram, you can go to the link. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up here. I'm gonna get you the ticket prices because I was thinking about maybe that's something that we do since we haven't had Craft House in a long time.
Well, I've been there a couple times with my parents and everything.
Well, we haven't had it on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah. But their stuff has been great. I like that they've been collabing with Bottle Logic. They've been doing some really cool stuff. They've been collabing with some other breweries outside of here. So they've been doing some really good stuff. I really like what they're doing. And their quality has definitely gone up since we originally had them a couple of years ago.
So I got the ticket prices
Yeah.
popped up here. So VIP, you get in at 6 p.m.
Yep.
all the way to 10 p.m. It's $70 plus a $7 fee and then Nevada state tax. General admissions from 7 to 10, you're looking at $42 plus taxes and fees.
Yeah.
Then there's a designated driver one.
Yeah. So if you just
You
want
get
to hang out.
unlimited non-alcohol beverages. You get food of your choice from the food trucks that they're gonna have there, and they got an add-on. The add-on is interesting. It's called the Final Boss. It's a barrel-aged double oatmeal stout
Ooh.
that we get to take home. It's a whiskey barrel double-aged oatmeal stout with coffee, vanilla, hazelnut, macadamia nuts, and almonds, and it's 12-ounce 4-pack cans.
Ooh. That'd be
So,
kind of cool.
That's an add-on that you could do with your ticket price.
Nice. So yeah, we'll have to check that out,
Yeah.
and we'll keep you guys updated on it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, until next time.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Drive safe. Have a good rest of your day.
Yep. Later, guys.
Cheers.